Good day, students. In our last lecture, we have started with chapter number 2, that is parallel lines and its transversal. In that chapter, we have started with practice set 2.1 and 2.2. For 2.2, we have completed up to question number 3. The question number 4 and question number 5 were left for practice set 2.2. So today we will complete this chapter as well. Moving with question number 4. The question number 4 is, in the adjoining figure, line A is parallel to line B, line L is a transversal. Find the measures of angle X, angle Y, angle Z using the information given. For the question, this is the diagram that has been given to us. This is line A, line B. These two are parallel lines. This is line L. This is a transversal. Angle X, Y and Z, these three are supposed to be found out, and we are given the measure of this point as 105. First thing that we are going to do is name all the angles. Starting with that, I have named all the angles. This is line AB, this is line CD, this is line EF, this point is G, this point is H. X, Y, Z is to be found out. We are given the measure of EGB as 105. Coming to the solution. The solution is, line A is parallel to line B and line L is a transversal. We are naming this and we found out that AGE is your angle Z. Also AGE plus EGB is equal to 180 because these angles are in linear pair. This is a linear pair. So the addition of these two angles will be 180 degree. So I can say Z plus 105 is 180 degree. This is 105 on the left hand side, moving this on the right hand side. This is addition on the right side, it will become subtraction. So 180 minus 105 will be 75. So I can say the measure of angle Z is 75 and the reason is linear pair. Again, I can say GHD. This is your angle X. And I can say EGB and GHD. These are nothing but corresponding angles. You all can see this is an F. Mirror image of F. So if EGB is 105, the same is the measurement of GHD. So I can say GHD is also 105. The reason will be corresponding angles are equal. So GHD is nothing but angle X. So I can say angle X is 105. Again DHF. DHF is Y. I can say, it is CHF. CHF is Y. So I can CHF is equal to GHD because these are opposite angles. So therefore the angle is also 105 because X is 105. Similarly, we can say Y is also 105 because these are nothing but the angles in opposite direction. So the solution is quite simple. We have used three properties. The first one is a property of linear pair. The second one is property of corresponding angles. And the third one is property of opposite angles. With the help of these three, first I found the value of Z, then the value of X, and then the value of Y. Moving ahead to the last sum of practice set, that is, the question is, in the adjoining figure, line P is parallel to line L is parallel to line Q. Find the angle X with the help of the measures given in the figure. This is the figure that is been given to us. We are given three parallel lines and a measure of this angle is 40, this angle is 30, and we are supposed to find out the angle X. So first thing that I am going to do is name all the angles. This is line AB, then is line CD, then is line EF. The points that intersect, I have named it as G, H and I. Moving ahead to find out the value of X. So we are given that line P is parallel to line L is parallel to line Q. GHD is equal to X. Also GHD is equal to GHD plus IHD. So AGH is equal to GHD. The reason is alternate angles are equal. Again, EIH is equal to DHI. Reason again, alternate angle is equal. This forms an alternate angle. Again, this and this forms an alternate angle. So from 1 and 2 we can say that GHD is equal to 40 and DHI is equal to 40 because AGH is 40 and EIH is 40. EIH is 30, AGH is 40. So similarly we found out that GHD is 40 and DHI is 30. GHD plus IHD is nothing but this whole angle GHI. GHI is equal to GHD plus DHI. These two addition is nothing but the whole of x. So one of them is 40, the other one is 30. So 40 plus 30 is 70. So the angle GHI is 70. We also know GHI is nothing but x. So the value of x is 70. This is the solution. We only use the property of alternate angle. That is, we saw that the angles form a Z sign. So Z sign indicates that the angles are alternate angles. So using the property of alternate angle, that the alternate angles are equal to one another, we use that property and found out the value of x. One angle amongst them was given to us, that is 40. The other was also given to us, that is 30. So adding the two, we get 40 plus 30 as 70, and that is the value for x. That is the last question for practice set 2.2. Now we will start with the next practice set. Moving ahead to practice set 2.3. So the first question for the practice set is nothing but construction. The first question is, draw a line L, take a point A outside the line, through point A, draw a line parallel to line Q. For the construction, we are going to require a scale, pencil and a rounder. So the first step, we are asked to draw a line and then take a point outside the line, and using that point we are supposed to draw a parallel line. So first construction step is draw a segment AB or any segment of length whatever you wish. This is the length line L that I have drawn with any length. That is, the length is not given to us. The line can be as long as you all wish, but make sure that it is quite easy to figure out. It should not be very large or very small line. So I have taken this much scale. Using with the help of scale, draw a line L. This is the line L. Then we are supposed to take any point. So for that I have used this point A. This is point A. I have drawn this imaginary line. Point A, using point A, use a rounder and then place the tip of the rounder, that is this tip of the rounder, at point A, and then with the help of pencil mark an arc over here, and similarly without changing the length or without changing the rounder, mark an arc over here. Again put your rounder over here, mark an arc over here, put the rounder over here, mark an arc over here. You will get a point where it meet each other. This is the point. Join point A with this point using a scale this way. This is first line. Again take any point N on the line L. Then wherever you have placed your point, put the rounder over here, mark an arc on the right side and on the left side, that is both of the sides, using a rounder. Again you can change your rounder over here, but when you are using the rounder to mark the arcs on the line, and then one arc over here, the other arc over here, join the point and the point of intersection of both the arcs and extend it wherever you wish. There is going to be a point where A and B meet each other, or where both the points meet each other. Draw a line or join point A and point B. This line is your line which is parallel to line L. This is the construction when you are given a point outside the circle. This point outside the line. I am so sorry. This is the point we used a rounder, drew an arc over here, the other one over here. Again, one over here, other one over here. We drew a line that joined point A and the point of intersection. Again, taking another point on the line, one arc over here, other arc on the other side. Placing the tip of the rounder, one arc over here, the other over here. This intersection point and this point. Join this point. There is a point or there is an imaginary line that exists between these 2 points. That imaginary line, you should draw it, and that line is your line ML. This is the construction for question number 1. Moving ahead to the construction of the second sum. The second sum says, draw a line L, take a point T outside the line, through point T draw a parallel to line L. Again, similarly, we will draw a line, this line. Take 2 points on the line. This is first point, this is second point. Use with the help of rounder, place the tip of the rounder on the point that you have taken. Mark an arc on the left side and on the right side. Again, similarly, take the tip of the rounder on the second point. Mark one side, the other side. Place the tip of the rounder over here. You can change the axis and mark the arcs. One arc over here, the other arc over here. The point where both the arc intersect, join that point with the point from where you drew the arcs. This is the first perpendicular line. Similarly, place the tip of the rounder on the first arc, draw an arc on the upper side. Again, draw an arc on the upper side using the other point. There is a point of intersection. Again, join this point of intersection and the point that we used. So, there is going to be a point of intersection in the second point and on the first one. So, join both the lines. This is the construction for second sum. For the third sum, you are given the same thing, but you are asked to draw at a distance of 4 centimeter. So when you are using or when you are going to solve that sum, just make sure when you draw the line, this should be extended up to 4 centimeter. So here is going to be the point of intersection. So this 4 centimeter is your point. The third question is nothing but draw a line N which is parallel to line M at a distance of 4 centimeter from it. So simply the solution will remain the same. Only the thing that is going to change is the distance is going to be 4 centimeter. So do all the same steps, copy everything, use a scale, mark 4 centimeter. That point is first point. Similarly, take the scale over here, mark 4 centimeter. Again, join both the points and draw a line. That line is your line parallel to line M, which is at a distance of 4 centimeter from each other. The step is going to remain the same. Nothing is going to change except for the last thing, that is your measurement or the distance between the two lines. Along with this sum, the third sum is going to be the homework. I have orally taught you all what is to be done in the third sum, and the rest of the sums are being solved over here. I will be sending you all the PDF. Copy down everything. And the other thing that I want you all to do is even copy each and every sum, that is each and every question from the textbook, and then do the solution of it. Along with this, the second chapter, that is parallel lines and a transversal, ends over here. So along with that, we have completed with 2 chapters for this term. In the next lecture, I will be starting with chapter number 3. That is all for today. Thank you. And students, make sure you use proper pencil, scale, sharpened pencil to do all the constructive part. That is, don't use pen or black pen to draw the construction. Use proper pencil, sharpened pencil, and do each and every sum neatly.